Sorry, I just had some chocolate bar and I wanted to clean my teeth and I didn't want to run upstairs and brush my teeth. There's nothing better for cleaning your teeth than a face cloth and like soap. Dish soap especially. It works better than anything. It makes them just like getting polished at the dentist. Okay, this is my first lecture on how to be an actor. Okay, I have been to acting school and I'm going to give you I'm not charging you. I don't charge for my video lectures. And so if it sucks, you didn't pay anything and, you don't owe me anything and I don't owe you anything, all right? But, Okay, the first thing you need to know about acting is, if you're going to do multiple versions of the same script, you don't do the same character doing the same response back and forth 4 times. If you're going to do it 4 times, you're going to be the same character, but you're going to do it 4 different ways. And, humans in general need to take acting lessons because, to a fault, they do the same take over and over again the same way. And the very worst thing you can do as an actor is when somebody asks you to do something, you say no. It's the worst fault of an actor to say no. Sometimes you have to say no. But, don't say no like as your first response. Don't. Why? Because it's called a block. It's a block. And it forces your acting partner to, like Don Adams in Get Smart would say, well, when the chief looked at him and said, no, I don't buy your story, then Don Adams as Get Smart, he would say like, well, would you believe this? And then the chief would say, no, or he would just look. And then Don Adams would keep saying, well, would you believe, So, it was kind of a good shtick. A shtick is basically, a common thread. It's a repeatable thing for the show Get Smart. But, as a general thing in acting, don't block your partner by saying no. Because it's very hard to, if you're the one that keeps getting the block, somebody keeps saying no, 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 and the camera's rolling, it means the other actor has got to carry the scene. And, for the viewer, it gets very tedious and boring. And you don't want to be tedious and boring. You want to be novel. You don't want to see the same thing over and over and over again. It has to be different and it has to be new. It has to feel fresh. It has to feel authentic, which means you have to do it different ways, different responses. Okay, so, in your day-to-day life, if you think that the people in your life are constantly going, no, 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 then, show them this acting lesson. And maybe they'll get the hint. And if they don't, then, fire them as your relationship person or whatever if you can. Like, if it's your husband or wife, divorce them. And move to the other side of the country. And, block them on Facebook and block them on everything. Because that person, if they can't get through their stupid thick head that saying no to you all the time is, well, I've explained it. Okay, so there you go. That's your first acting lesson. Don't say no as your original response to somebody who's talking to you in the scene. Now I'm debating whether I will go on to the next part of this. Okay, other examples of something that people do in their day-to-day life, and I'm going to call everything in your day-to-day life you can learn from acting. You can learn from acting lessons how to make better scenes with people that you're interacting with. So the next thing is, I've said it so many times, it's like the constant refrain, seek help, seek help. Instead of playing along with somebody when they bring you something interesting and novel, and going, oh, isn't that interesting? Or I heard something like that, or tell me something more about this. This is interesting. Or, it sounds kooky at first glance, but, I don't believe everything that I hear, and I'll listen to you and take it with a grain of salt. But please continue. Let's go with this. Tell me what you know about this, and let me see where I can go with this. So in other words, again, it's not like if you say to somebody all the time when they bring you something new, you're nuts, and that's all you say. It's the same as saying no. It's like block. You're blocking the person because you're throwing it back on them, and that other actor is constantly having to go, well, how do I respond to this person? I can't get the scene rolling. I can't move forward in the movie that I'm trying to create with you. Because that's what we're doing with our relationships. If you think of a really bad movie, the plot doesn't progress, and we have to move the plot along because we're trying to tell a story. And if I've got some ideas, some novel ideas, so that we can, go somewhere with the plot, so that the viewer who, maybe it's just me that's being your viewer, your relationship partner, your acting partner, or maybe it's the other people in the room who are paying attention, or maybe it's, God or somebody or some crazy alien who's watching you on some hidden cameras or by telepathy or something. But you have to imagine that, that there's viewers. Because if you don't imagine that you're being viewed, then my acting lessons for life don't mean anything to you. Okay? And you might as well go and, take up carpentry or cat sitting or something. But, if you want to have a good story in your own life, you have to play the part of an actor, and a good actor, okay? So no more blocking people. And so no more knowing, and no more saying, seek help, seek help, seek help, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're a moron. One take you can do that, but the next take, no more of that. No more of that. You have to allow, because the actor who's giving you these novel things, you have to do something called an exploration. You have to explore the scene. And when you do it different ways, you're in a journey in acting. It's called discovery. You're discovering what's there. And, whoever wrote this script, maybe they had something in mind, but, if you're an actor, you're often going to discover things that the original scriptwriter had no idea was in the scene. And that's what makes it fun. That's what makes acting so enjoyable as something to do. Because you are, you're allowing creativity to come into something. It's not a flat, stale script, unless you make it that way. So there's your first lesson in acting. Thank you, and I'll see if anybody watches, and nobody seems to watch my videos, so I'm doing it for myself. And if you're an asshole in my life, and you're blocking me by these different things, I'm going to send you this video and tell you, get with it, or I'm just going to call you an asshole, and you'll know why.